Hello, and welcome to another How to OU at USU. Today I'm hoping to make a pretty short video that explains how to create a box file upload widget. So there might be a time on your site when you need to allow users to upload files like an image or a PDF, maybe even a Word document, I'm not sure. But you need a way of doing that. And so how do you even go about doing that? And the answer is we can use a box widget. So we already have a box account university-wide. Box is just a file storage thing. You can go to box.usu.edu and see all your files, all that good stuff. And you can see in Box I've already gone ahead and created this file that will hold all of the stuff that I want to have uploaded. I just went to new and created a new folder. It's really easy. Anyone can do it. Once you have this folder, you actually have everything that you need to create this box file upload widget. You just need a folder in Box to store the files. So go ahead and log into OU Campus. You can see I've already done that. I'm going to go to the page that I want to put this on, which happens to be this page. You can see I have that default boilerplate stuff on it. Don't need that, so I'll go ahead and get rid of that. I want to make it look kind of nice today, so I'm going to go ahead and start by finding my snippets. Right, let's see where. You'll notice we're in the new version of OU Campus 2, so everything's moved around just like a little bit, which can be a little obnoxious, but that's okay. I think it's this puzzle piece, right? Yep, it is. Insert snippet. And then I'll pick on the number of columns that I want. I think we'll go with 3 columns. Yep, each 1/3. Yeah, that'll look good. And then what I'll do is I'll turn on my show blocks, not my source code, my show blocks. And that already looks a little bit weird when you turn on show blocks. I'm going to hope that the editor didn't try to help me a little too much, but we'll see. I don't want any content in this first one, this first of these 3 blocks, and I don't want any content in this last one. I'll just put the file upload widget in this middle one. Let's see if that goes back to looking normal. Yep, it does when I turn on the show block. So be a little bit careful and remember that if you have show blocks turned on, it might be moving things, but you can turn that off and you can see what it'll actually look like in preview and also what it'll look like when you publish it. I should put a header on this page. I want to add a header, so I am going to use some of this scary little source code thing, and I'm going to go ahead and right underneath this row add a new div. So I'm going to add my opening tag right here for my div and my closing tag for my div. And then I'm going to give it a class attribute. This class attribute lets me add some CSS. We're using Bootstrap 4, so I'm going to say take up all 12 of the Bootstrap 4 columns. If you're not sure what I'm doing at all, go back to the pyramid overview videos and you can kind of get an idea of what I'm doing and stuff with the CSS and stuff. But then I'm going to set up an H1 and have my opening and closing tag. So there's the closing tag, opening tag, and I'll put a box upload widget, just so that way when people get to this page, they'll know what it's about, and that'll also help the SEO because now when screen readers and search engines find this page, they'll know what the header of the page is, so they'll have some context for what it is about. And then I'm going to go into this second one. I don't want the header there, but I'm going to keep this paragraph, right? I'm going to keep the first and last character just so that way it doesn't accidentally delete the box on me. Go into component. And this is going to be an iframe component, so I'm just going to go ahead and look for that right now. And that's what I want to insert there. And then it's going to ask me to actually add that code. And I can follow this more information on iframes if needed. I already kind of know what I need, so I need an iframe. And that's going to have an opening and a closing tag. And then I need to have a source attribute that's going to point to this box folder. And I got to be kind of careful about how I get this. I want to get the one that's going to allow Box to have a bit of their website on my website that'll let users upload files that'll get then saved into Box. So I'm going to do that by clicking this More Options. Here in another video too, I'll show you how you can share files and not let people upload, just share files through Box. And you'll see that the process is very similar, but you need a different URL, so stuff to be careful of. And then I'm going to find this file request option right here. Click that, and this is the actual source code that I need, so I'm going to copy that. And that's what's going to be the source attribute over here in this iframe, right? A whole bunch of stuff, right? We can preview it and get an idea. So this is what it would currently look like on my site. Because I have that URL copied, I'm going to paste that in between the double quotes after this source attribute, and then save it, and technically it's done. Now I still want to get rid of that period at the end, and I want to get rid of that P at the beginning. I want to be very careful when I do that, so that way I don't accidentally delete the block element that I'm in, this div, so that way it still exists. I'll turn off my show block so I can make sure it looks kind of correctly. Yeah, that you're saying, wait, that looks completely different. That's a little pill looking thing, and that's a submit file thing. But if we save that, we'll let the component render, and we can see that, hey, it does show up like that. Looks kind of stupid right now though, right? Yeah, that's not what we want. We want something prettier. So that's how to actually get the box file upload onto the site. Now we got to add a little bit of CSS from our Bootstrap library. We're on version 4, so I keep using this documentation for 4.5 because Bootstrap 5 has technically released. But from there, I'll go ahead and look up iframes, and I'll get to these utility classes, and they have all these fancy, cool, scary things. All these fancy, cool, scary things do is help me. So here I can see that iframe and then this class attribute, and it's giving it some CSS from Bootstrap right here, this embed responsive item. I'm going to copy that, go back into my edit, and then I'm going to open up that component I just dropped in. I'm just going to paste that class in, make sure there's a space between the two lines, so that with my class attribute right here that has a value of embed response item has a space between this source attribute and its value in these double quotes. Once I have done that, I'm going to save, and let's preview it once more. It's not going to look quite right, I don't think, but I think it should help a little. It didn't even help a little, but that's okay, because there's more we can do that'll help. And that is adding this other aspect ratio stuff. So this is why you watch these videos, because you don't have all the cool tips and tricks. But I do, and so I'm sharing those with you. So I'm going to wrap this iframe tag right here, iframe, remember the thing we've been working on, in a div. In that div, I'm going to give this exact same thing as in the Bootstrap 4 documentation. This is going to give it this nice 1-to-1 aspect ratio, which for this box file upload is going to look real nice. It's going to put it in a square box, and that'll look sharp. I'll save that, and let's go ahead and save it and preview it. And there you go. You can see it kind of looks quite a bit better. Still not quite ideal. It'd be nicer if it was just a little bit bigger. So I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to go into my source code. Oh no, it's the scary source code, right? Nothing to worry about though. So we'll get it figured out. So this scary, weird, nasty looking code right here with this, I don't even know how to describe it. That's our actual component. Don't touch that. Don't worry about that. We'll let the WYSIWYG take care of that stuff. What we're going to worry about are these div classes with these divs tags with these class attributes with these values of lg4, which say, hey, on a large device, take up 4 of the columns. That's just how Bootstrap is set up. I'm going to delete this first one, and let's preview what it does. It's going to move that box that the component is in over to the left a little bit. So it's going to take up a little bit extra space. Well, not take up any extra space, but it's going to move. It's just going to move. And that's what it did. And if I go onto my show blocks, right, I can see that, hey, that extra div that I had before is gone. Which, let's preview that too. Let's have a good look. And then we should see, yep, perfect, moved over. Still, we want it to take up a little bit more space. So what we're going to do then is go back to our show blocks. We're going to go into our source code. We're going to find that div tag that has our component, that scary looking code in it. And what we're going to do is change that 4 to a 6. We're going to tell the browser, hey, on large devices, that's what this LG is for, take up 6 of the columns. And then there's this other div down here, right? We don't really need that, so let's actually kind of get rid of it. So I'll start by getting rid of this middle part and get rid of this paragraph tag and its ending tag and this junk in between it. And then I'll get rid of the opening tag for the div and the closing tag for the div all at once. And I'll save that. And what that should do is, yep, that takes up half of the 12 columns that we have in Bootstrap, remember? So let's save that and look at that. Ooh, already looking quite a bit nicer. Maybe needs a little bit more space. So let's go in there one more time and let's up that to 8. Oh, we don't want to change the component. We want to change the actual source code. We're not changing the code for the iframe. We're changing the structural code that the iframe is using, kind of like scaffolding to stick to the page, right? We want to say take up more of that space, have more of the scaffolding for yourself. So I just changed it, and you saw me, from 6 to 8, and that's going to tell the browser to, hey, on large devices, take up 8 of the columns. So large devices, 8 of the columns. Let's save that. Give that a preview. And there we go. Okay, so that's looking quite a bit better. I still want it to be kind of centered though, right? Because I want it to still look pretty good. So let's go back in there. And if we go back to our Bootstrap documentation, they have these cool offset columns in the grid system stuff. So the grid system stuff is the whole take up 4 of the columns on a medium-sized device and stuff I was just talking about. They have these offsets that we can use. Right there, see? And what that'll do is it'll push the box in, it'll offset it by however many columns you want it to. So this one right here offsets on medium devices by 3 columns. And so does this one underneath and that one. So let's try this. Let's go to our div that we just made a little bit bigger. We'll add that offset of LG because we want it to happen on large devices because we're working on large devices. And we know there are 12 columns, right? So we're going to go 12 minus 8, and that's going to give us 4. But we don't want to offset by 4, right? Because that wouldn't make sense. That's not going to center it. Here, let's see what that does. If we offset by 4, it should push it a little bit too far to the right, right? So it won't be truly centered. Let's check it out. Oh, it does. Look at that. That's kind of gross. Well, it's not that gross. I've seen way worse. But let's go back. So what we want to do then is we know there are 12 columns. We know we have 4 to work with. We'll just go ahead and cut that in half. And then we'll have 2 columns on the far left that we're being offset by, the 8 columns that we actually take up, and then 2 little columns on the side that just don't exist. They don't need to. We'll save that and we'll preview that. And that, yep, right there, that makes it nice and centered and looking good. And we can go ahead and submit this for publish, or if you have the option to just publish it. Normally this page would never publish, right, because it's not good enough. It's not good enough because it doesn't have a meta description or a title. That's what these warnings are for. But for this cute little example video, it's more than good enough, right? So I'll go to our URL. I can grab that from the slug right here, copy that over, and go to that exact same page. We're already on that page. But here, I'll show you how to get there with the slug. And then I want to delete that PCF and that dot. Then I push enter. That'll take me to the same page I was just on. And there's the box file upload widget. And let's actually go ahead and test this. So if I go into select files, I believe that I have this nice little test document that we can go ahead and upload. I have this nice little test PDF too. Let's use the PDF. Just says test in it, but it's a PDF. And let's go ahead and upload that, and we can submit it. And ta-da! Success, the file has been submitted. So then we can go back. This is the file requesting. I can close that out. Like, where's the file? I just uploaded it, right? Here, we'll close this real quick too. Actually, no, we'll bring that back. But it's not there. What the crap? Let's refresh, see if it comes through, and it does. We can see that actual test file did in fact come through. And if we open it up, we can see, yep, that's the one that I just uploaded. And that's all there is to it. Now, you might be thinking, now wait a second, that's also kind of got a bit of a security vulnerability, right? Like, how am I supposed to know who uploaded these files if anyone in the world can get to this page and now upload a file to my box folder? And you're absolutely right. That is kind of a security vulnerability. And also, how are you going to know who uploaded what? Right now, it just says today by file request is who uploaded this. That doesn't tell me anything useful. So what I will do is, actually I lied. We're going to close that in after all. But we'll go back to our file request. And I'm going to go to this settings option. And I can add some additional settings, like require uploaders to log into Box. So if you expect your users to only be other people that have access to Box, that one can be good. Also, you can set up this nice link expiration date if you want it to just be disabled after a certain time. So say you're requiring people to upload, I don't know, a document before the 12th or something of next month or whatever. You can set it up so that way after that time, it'll just stop allowing people to upload. So that can help out. We don't want to worry about those though, so we'll save those. What we want to do is, and there we can copy the whole embed widget. Let's go to preview again. Now, if I am remembering, there is a way to allow us to require a couple more things. Let's see. Oh, right here, edit. Duh. My bad. Alright, so when we go into edit mode for this, we can change a couple of things. We can change this name right here from submit files to whatever it needs to be for this project. So upload important documents to Box. Cool. And we can require file upload, but we can also add additional fields, right? And we can require that people include an email address. And that'll give us a way of tracking who uploaded what. And that's super, super helpful. We can also require, some other things, like this file description. This is the one I use the most. I have never used these other two. I'm not entirely sure what they do. If you want to figure it out, go for it. You can also change the things here. So if you want to be more specific, you can. So let's say, I don't know, that is 100 words. And let's see, can we change? Yep, we can also change if it needs to be required, or if we want to add a description here. That'll look way better. We'll add that little description, and we'll get rid of the file, and we'll do that, and then we'll just paste this down there. Description needs to be 100 words or less or more, whatever your needs are. And then we can save that. Now, I've already created this over here on this web page, right? So you might be thinking, well, shoot, do I now need to go in and update it so that way it's pointing to this different box thing? And the answer is no, because it's pointing to the exact same one. If I come over here and refresh, see, all those updates are already auto-magically pulled over for me. Your email address is required, description has the right one, the title changed, all that cool stuff. You might be thinking, okay, yeah, but the little file, this thing is a little annoying. And you're right. We could try giving it a little bit more space and stuff to account for that, or you could change some other things with Bootstrap in the CSS that would make it look a little bit nicer. But I think you've gotten the main ideas and the main point of what this video is about, which is just showing you how to create this box file upload widget. So cool. Hopefully that was helpful. In the next video, we'll look at how to share files that have been uploaded to a box folder on a website. So kind of the same idea, but a little different. So this one lets users share their files with you. This next video will let you share your files with users. And we'll go over that the next time. So hopefully that was helpful. Thank you, and bye.